We have to end this year with an AAA. Ask Audra anything. Hello, butthole breathers. How was Christmas? Did you make it through? I know some of y'all might be stressed and recovering, so I just want to remind you, hop on and get my free 3-part breathe out attention. It's going to help you recover, relax, breathe, and kind of chill this week, which is what I think you need. I was wondering, what do we talk about to end the year? It's been such an exciting year. I mean, the birth of this podcast, Mind Your Body. I mean, connecting with so many of you. Thanks once again for sharing this with friends, sharing it on your Instagram story, writing reviews, messaging me on Instagram, joining the MDR Weekly and messaging me back about secret emails. I mean, it's just been so much more fun than I could ever imagine. And the fact I've been able to help so many of you, I'm going to start crying on here. It's just been more than I could ever imagine. So I wanted to end the year answering some more questions because people seem to really like that. So I always keep track. Everything's always kept anonymous. So don't be scared to message me a question. I'm not going to blast you because if you're asking me a question, I promise you someone else has the same question. And I'm so happy to answer them. Once again, I never provide official medical advice. You always should consult your doctor, but I'm going to give you my opinion, my professional coaching opinion. All right, so let's just dive right in. I got this question a few weeks ago, and all of a sudden it popped in my head. I'm like, I need to share this because, once again, if they ask this question, so many other people ask this question. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can see the official Spine and Sport Rehabilitation mug. You got that BDE, that big disc energy. I'm having some Tazo lemon loaf tea. Gives me life. It's wonderful because, I mean, I don't know about you, but if I have too much coffee, I mean, I kind of like the high and the shakes a touch, but I get really nauseous and that's not good for you. And that's not good for your cortisol and hormones. So let's get back to this question. They were like, okay, Audra, I'm not peeing myself, so I don't feel like I have pelvic floor dysfunction, which we all know is fake news. Okay, say I buy in, and I'm like, okay, I probably have something pelvic floor wise because it's one of the most misdiagnosed conditions. I'll be on board if you, will it help my sex life? Will it help me have better sex? And I was like, oh my God, I never even thought to mention this. But yes, absolutely. Absolutely it will. Think about it. If you can't relax, which it's not, your pelvic floor is strong, I'll preach and say again, if you can't properly relax your pelvic floor or activate it correctly, let alone feel it or know what it is, do you think you're going to have the most pleasurable experience possible? The answer is hell no. Hell no. So it's just like anything else. How do you expect to have ripped arms if you can't properly activate your biceps and triceps, deltoids, and have all that function correctly all the way through your shoulder blade and your shoulder girdle, all the way down to your core? And guess what's connected in your core? Your pelvic floor. Yes, those tight little boy shorts, your pelvic floor that we don't want to be a dirty diaper. So absolutely, the answer is yes. Yes, yes, yes. I can't say it and shout it from the rooftops. And there's also not only that, but when we're talking about our pelvic floor, there's such a mindset around it too. Right? It feels dirty sometimes. It feels bad for us to be talking about it. It's a little uncomfortable, but it's a huge part of function of our body, our digestive system, our sexual health. I mean, the list goes on and on, correct? Not let alone your musculature, your pain, your powerhouse to get stronger. I mean, it's so many things. And we are going to dive more into this and Restore Your Pelvic Floor, which is on January 9th. You need to sign up. I mean, we've already sold it out once, but I opened up a couple more slots because I'm just getting much feedback, and I really want to keep integrity of being able to serve you and see you guys on the screen and answer questions, but we have to keep it small or we're not going to be able to do that. So I opened up a few more spots, and the holiday sales going on. I mean, Merry Christmas. So you're going to want to hop into that. The link's in the show notes, and we're going to be able to talk about this way more. And then there's a special treat at the end, and it may or may not have to do with your hormones, but I can't reveal too much. And it's only going to be revealed for the people in that. So I hope to see you there. If you can't make it live, you'll get access to the replay for life, and you can watch it that night or the next morning, whatever works best for you. Next question. Audra, I've been listening to you. Thank you for your expertise on the podcast. It's so fun to listen. Thank you. How do I get motivated? Like, I want to get help, but what's your tip on motivation? This is a good one. I like to read these and answer them on air. So it's like alive. So I like to compare this to the Louis Vuitton bag, just because it's not necessarily my thing. Like, I want it to be my thing, but it's not. Like, I walk into Louis Vuitton store, I'm like, oh, I like those. Those are nice. You know, they're perception nice in your brain, but it's not worth it to me. I'm much more of a travel girl. I'd rather spend that money on a sick hotel room or travel like experience. So to me, it's just not worth it. And a lot of people feel like that about their health and getting better. Like, is it worth it to you? It should be. I mean, you only get one body, one life. And why wouldn't you want it to function optimally and work at its best so that you can feel your best? I can't answer that question for you. So I think it just has to be so much of a priority that you're not going to accept anything less. I mean, this happens all the time. People don't come to our office and work with me and my team until they're in so much pain, or we get, oh, I've been everywhere else. Like, you're my 12th stop. Like, please, do you have any answers? Which is fun for us. We like being part of the puzzle, but it's like, if you would have come here before you let it get this bad, like, you wouldn't have to suffer and go through that. But for some reason, the human mind likes to suffer, right? So you just need to have a sit down talk with yourself and be like, all right, you need to make yourself a priority. You can't, I mean, you hear this all the time. You can't expect to fill other people's cup if you don't fill your cup. And remember, I'm talking to myself right now. I'm trying to make it a priority in this new year to slow down. Like, less is more. I preach that all the time, and I see it with like all my patients, the celebrity and athletes. Like, when we can do less sometimes, it happens. But I mean, I like doing more. It feels good to do more. I feel like I accomplished something. I love a checklist, and I've talked about this in previous episodes if you haven't listened, especially the burnout series, but I'm addicted to that stress, and I'm like trying to manage that. Like, that's not healthy. Clearly, I've been sick how many times now? Like, and really sick a couple of times, and, you know, had the mystery illnesses and all that. So this applies to this. Like, sometimes less is more. You don't need to do more gym memberships, more nutrition stuff, more massages, all that. Like, sometimes we just need to circle back and be like, okay, I'm going to make this a priority, and I don't have to overwhelm myself with it. Maybe I'll just make an appointment and join the Elite Edge Club. So Dr. Audra's on my team, which right now, the only 2 ways to work with me, because I'm so booked out, I have people fly in, they fly me to consult, but I really want to make it a priority to help more people. So we have the Elite Edge Club, where you get a 20-minute consult with me virtually. And then you can do this virtually, or if you live in Nashville, you can go in and I'll pair you with one of the docs. And I'm on your case too. We like talk after every visit, but they're like executing the game plan that I help make. So I'm on your case. I just physically am not there every appointment, but I'm on it. So that's a really exciting way and very revolutionary in our industry, because you're being able to have multiple doctors on your case, which only benefits you. We'll put that link in the show notes. And then the other way to work with me is be in that Restore Your Pelvic Floor. And like I said, there's something exciting coming out of there. By the way, I'm sitting in my office bathroom. If you listen to, I think it was part 1 or part 2 about the symptoms you didn't know about the pelvic floor, you'll see I was sitting in my office and like, nothing's done yet. We're moving in this house slow. Like, you were like, how's the house coming along? I'm like, I'm never home to do anything. So like, you can see there's no shower curtain. There's some good light coming through the window though. But you got to do what you got to do. And it's okay if it's not perfect. So let's just hit on that. Just give yourself a break, y'all. I mean, this is the end of the year. Another question I wanted, this relates to pelvic floor. Someone messaged me and said that they have been diagnosed with endometriosis, and they were wondering if some of these tools that whatever I'm going to talk about and restore your pelvic floor would be helpful. The answer is yes, yes, yes. Think about it. If you have inflammation and pain and you're learning techniques that allow you to relax better, to be able to address certain areas, how would that not help your pain? So let's apply this to something else that you'll understand, like makes a little bit more sense. When you're having constant neck pain or that stress, everyone says, a lot of people hold their stress in their neck and shoulders, which if you're an anxious person, you're more likely to have neck pain. So if you're able to address that with 1 or 2 exercises, you're going to do them, right? And it's going to help. Well, same with endometriosis. So the answer is a resounding yes. And I hope to see you. Like I said, I opened a couple spots, and once they're gone, if you get on there and you're not able to register, they're gone. And I'm not sure if I'll ever offer this again. Like, it does take a lot of time and effort, and I'm excited to do it. I just don't know if my schedule will allow me to do this again. So I hope to see you there. I hope you had a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, and I can't wait to see you in 2024. Cheers.